Does anyone have a question?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes,
Um, Sometimes I'm interested in knowing what is the difference. If you evolve in meditating, I guess you will be less doing, how do I have to put it? When you evolve in meditation, you will be choosing more for you, I think, I guess. You choose more for you. You become more you. So you will be more independent also. So you choose also for yourself. Sometimes I am puzzled in the question between what is the difference with not becoming more egoistic. I don't know if you understand.
or what?
Egoistic, egocentric.
Paul, let's get back to a much more simpler way of looking at this, okay?
Yeah.
Purpose
Okay.
of meditation, it's not only for you, it's for all of us. It's to build inner strength. You understand? And this inner strength, the development of a chakra system, getting rooted, getting foundation in yourself, getting the heart to stay open,
Mhm.
mind quiet, this creates an ability for you to stay in touch with higher energy, higher creative energy in the universe. And how it comes through you and how it manifests in your life is basically what you need to experience at any given moment. So there's no one path. You understand? Yes, in order to do this, we have to learn to get free of ourselves. We have to learn to get free of ego. We have to learn to get free of, who we are and what we think we are and all of this stuff, this personality stuff that really dominates the lives of people. We have to get free of ourselves. To get free of oneself doesn't mean that you suddenly abandon yourself. It just means that you're no longer trapped in all the illusions that are created around you and inside you. You are strong enough to stay centered inside and to connect with a higher force of energy in the universe. So it means that we literally, the goal is to literally become almost nothing. Where we're no longer involved in building images of self. We're involved in allowing creative energy, the energy of God, higher, whatever you want to call it, allowing that energy to guide our life. In order to do what I'm talking about, you have to be very strong inside. The mind, as it yaks and talks and creates so much tension in us, is a very powerful instrument and it dominates us. Most people spend 98% of their time in their heads, and all of that tension in the head exhausts them. It exhausts them, and it doesn't allow them to truly connect within themselves to the creative source of energy in the universe. It blocks up the whole passageway and the connection between us and spirit. Same thing with emotion, same thing with sexual energy. All of these energies are very powerful. And all meditation about is developing a system to get rid of all the chaos in yourself, to get rid of all that thinking and emotional insecurity and problems and anger and fear and insecurity, blah, blah, blah. And sexual energy. And God knows how powerful sexual energy can be in the life of a human being. Now, it's not that we don't use those energies. The mind, the emotions, and sexual energy are very, very important. But we have to learn to build a system inside that is strong enough to use them consciously so that we are not trapped in all of that chaotic power that these energies have. When there's no discipline, there's no ability to really transform them into what their real purpose is. And their real purpose is to give life inside us. It's to really transform us into literally into the highest levels of our own humanity. So meditation is a craft. That's all it is. Meditation is not any religious thing, and it's not a purpose in life. It's a craft. I mean, you know a lot about theater. You've got to learn the craft of acting in order to be in theater, the craft of writing. You've got to learn the craft. Meditation is learning the craft of living. It's learning how to master oneself, learning how to get grounded inside, learning how to live with an open heart, quiet mind. And that brings about God knows how many experiences that we need to learn about ourselves in order to get free in life. So people have, look, it took me a long time to learn what I'm talking about today, because I thought meditation was like some kind of messiah. It was here to cure the world of all its problems. Well, in a way it is, but the real situation, the real thing of meditation, it's a craft that a human being must learn in order to build inside themselves a strong enough system that they can stay connected to higher energy in the universe. And it has nothing to do with ego and all this stuff. It has only to do with building a chakra system, which gives you inner strength and enables you to truly become what you're supposed to be in this world. And I mean that. You get free of you and all the images you have of what you think you are and supposed to do. And you really allow this higher energy to go. And it's unbelievable what it brings. And I can only testify about this, not from having read about it in a book, but from what's happened in my own life. It's enabled me to do the most creative things and to live in the most mundane worlds and deal with business and deal with family and deal with all kinds of situations I never dreamed I'd have to deal with. And every one of those situations was sent to me as a reason to learn about how to grow inside myself. And the meditation gave me the strength to be able to deal with these things. So, look, it's a craft. That's all it is. It's not a religion. It's not a messiah. It's a way of building a system that maybe will enable you to, merge with spiritual enlightenment, to experience the messiah inside yourself, which is a state of spiritual enlightenment, a oneness with God. You become a child of God. God is the total universe. And we can open and learn from the universe. It's probably the most extraordinary university that exists in the world. Life. And it has everything that we need to learn, but we need to build a system to be able to do this. And meditation is just a craft that enables us to build that kind of system. I mean, teachers don't need followers. They're not disciples and all the nonsense. All I need is to watch people grow in their life so they can have their own independent connection with God. And that is the greatest gift that anybody could give me. not to be a disciple, not to be a student, not to, yes, you have to go and learn. You have to go and learn from somebody who's been over the path. I had to go to Rudy and learn from him, and of course, I met him, it seemed like an accident that wasn't an accident. I needed to learn what he had to teach me. And it gave me the power to open a door that allowed me to tread my own path in finding God. The only thing that's similar to what I do with Rudy is this meditation exercise. And the only reason I continue to do it 50 years later, it works. That's the only reason it works. Very practical. And why not do what works? At least it works for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody. It doesn't. So I know you got a very long answer to a short question, but I hope that not only you, but all of us, including myself, have learned something from that answer.
Yes, thank you. My question was a bit long too, actually.
Excuse me?
My question was a bit long too, actually.
Oh, okay, good. So you got a long answer. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I mean, look, just to finish this, I hope it's clear. I am not looking for disciples. I'm really not. I like new students to come, and I think they're part of the evolving nature of a group, and they bring fresh energy. But all I want is people that want to learn how to build a connection in themselves with God, with higher energy in the universe, with spirit.
Mhm.
And my job is to just help people do that. That's my job. It's my job in the world, help people to learn how to do what I'm talking about. And I'm just grateful I see all of you here. And you have to be here to learn. Otherwise, why sit through this? You gotta be here to learn something. Why? I mean, there's got to spend an hour and a half here sitting and doing this in a computer. We're all here because it obviously is helping us to learn something that we need to learn to help us get closer to a state of spiritual enlightenment. And I think that's wonderful. And then it demands one thing: I can't judge anybody. I can't judge anybody. I can't judge, everybody is at a certain point in time and space in their life. And everybody can change that. That's what Easter's about: resurrection, changing that place we are in time and space, and reaching for a higher level of consciousness. That's what Passover is about: getting out of that prison we have created for ourselves, that Egypt we have created for ourselves, and moving to a higher place, the promised land. What's the promised land? It's a connection with God.
Mhm.
And we spend 40 days and nights in the desert, and we live on manna that comes from the heaven, which is Shakti. It's all metaphors for spiritual practice. The manna is like Shakti. It's the Shakti that comes from heaven that enables us to eventually reach the promised land. That's what meditation helps us do, to build a system that can do what I'm talking about. That's its purpose. Does anyone else have a question you would like to? It's amazing how wise those ancient people were. But they always did everything with mystery. You have to grow inside yourself to really understand ultimately what they were talking about.
Mm.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, have a wonderful weekend, Easter, Passover. Have a wonderful resurrected day today. And God bless you all, and thank you. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for being here at these classes and really making demands on me to grow, because I can't teach I can't let, I mean, sometimes I talk about the same things, but it's always with a different context because I'm growing in my life. And I'm just grateful to all of you for being here and really wanting a spiritual life and wanting to connect with higher energy and demanding that I do my work to serve God. So God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be class, there'll be class this evening. Pat will teach, and tomorrow I have to have that eye procedure, which I have every 2 months. But there will be a class tomorrow evening. Jennifer will teach the class. God bless you, and I will see you all again on Tuesday. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stuart.
Stuart.
Cool.